Guys, we're talking about permutations here, so this is a part of combinatorics, okay? And permutations, combinations, I'm sure that you guys have heard about these words before, so we're going to talk about them in different videos, but today we're talking about permutations, so this is just an introduction of it, all right? So the number of permutations for n different items, p sub n equals to factorial n. Order and arrangement. So that means whenever we have problems like these two here, we got to figure it out if we have an arrangement, which is the same thing here as an order, okay, or not, because there are other cases where the problem is not asking you to find, to get an order or arrangement when it comes to the items that you're dealing with. All right, so let's go for it. First question, what are different ways to place 3 balls into an order? So you got 3 balls that you want to place into order. Now, if we didn't know about this formula, for example, that involves factorial, and get back to our previous video where we talked about factorial, how we do the calculations. If we didn't know that concept, how can we deal with such a problem? So let's go for it. So we have first ball, second ball, third ball. So we can put them, like this. Or we can have the first, the third, and the second. Or we can have what? The second ball, the first, and the third. Or we can have the second, the third, and the first. Right? Making sense? Okay, so we're on a roll. All right, so we're loving it. So, or we can have the third, the first, and the second. Then we can have the third, the second, and the first one. So these are the ways that we can put them into order. So those 3 balls. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 results that we get. So this is actually our answer. So that means if we didn't know the concept of factorial, this is how we're going to deal with it. But the problem is that if we were to place different ways 10 balls, so that means we're just going to have to continue all the way. So we're not going to have enough time to do it. So on a test, for example, we're only going to have time just to do that. So it wouldn't make any sense. So that's why math tries to make our lives a lot easier. That's what math does. And I'm sure that by now, if you're following my videos, you should begin to get that. Okay? So let's go for it. So in this case, we have 3 balls, right? That we put in order. So that would be factorial 3. Simple as that. And how do we account for this one? This is 3 first times 3 minus 1, which is 2, times 3 minus 2, which is 1. So it's 3 times 2 times 1, which is what? 6. And 6 is our final answer in the first problem. So you guys see that? So if you do it this way, okay? So you got 6, and then you do it this way, you got 6, all right? But this one is much faster. All right, so let's take the second question here. So what are the different options to place 6 students on 6 chairs? So you have 6 students that you want to place on 6 chairs. All right, so how many ways are you going to be able to do that? So if we have to do this one, you guys can see how far we're going to go with it. Okay, so we may never finish. So the best thing to do is so the first thing to know is it an arrangement? So we put it in order. So there should be an order, because if it's not order, so we're talking about something else, which is actually combination that we're not going to talk about in this video, but in different videos. So let's go back over here. So 6 a chair, so it's going to be factorial 6. Back here. So how do we account for factorial 6? It's 6 first times 6 minus 1, which is 5, times 6 minus 2, which is 4, times 6 minus 3, which is 3, times 6 minus 4, which is 2, times 6 minus 5, which is 1. So this is what we have. All right, so it's 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So as you guys can see, we're going down. So that means, we're taking 1 away from each of these numbers, right? And then now we do the calculations. So 6 times 5, which is 30. Okay, times 4, which is 120. Times 3, which is going to give us 360. And 360 times 2 is going to give us what? 720. So this is something that you guys can do without your calculator, of course, right? All right, so it's 720. So this is going to be 720 options. All right, so this is it. It's not difficult. It's a matter of reading, understanding what's happening, and what kind of formulas to apply. That's it. All right, guys? So also, do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Prof. Kamlavi, Math for Fun. Thank you so much, and see you very soon.